Good afternoon, everybody. My name is NOEMI, PETENEL, and I'm here to talk about anti-feminism. When you hear this topic, I don't want you to think that I hate feminism or the people who support this anti-feminism thing. They say hate women's rights and employment for all. No, that is not the case. The case is that modern day feminism has become a way which I do not support. It doesn't really focus on women in general, and it's just loud noise. Today I wanted to talk about all of this and the types of feminism and how they are in a certain way wrong. So let's begin in a way, I guess. So the first type of feminism I want to talk about is radical feminism. Radical feminism is not as popular as today as it used to be. It's basically about how feminist women believe that the reason why society is sexist is because of the way men and women, their differences. They want to eradicate everything that makes a woman and a man so that we can be on an equal playing field. They want to make advanced technology where babies are grown outside of the womb. In a sense, you can understand why the name is radical feminism. I don't believe in this method because there's a reason why women have certain roles and men have certain roles. Each of these roles come together and it's used to help benefit the society. Every woman has a place and every man has a place. I don't think we should eradicate our differences. They also go on to complain that it is the family structure that is sexist, the man being the provider of the house and the woman taking care of the women and children. I believe this is wrong. Just because the woman stays home and the man goes out, it's not a sexist view. Men are not going out to enjoy or celebrate while the woman stays home, cleans and cooks and looks after the children. Men are going out to work. They encounter many difficulties, dangerous jobs, stressful jobs on their mental state and all of that. I think radical feminism is not something you should stand by. I hope this helps you. Then I want to go on to liberal feminism. This feminism is one of the main feminisms today. It's a movement that people are going behind. I think it's the most popular one, and the first thing it talks about is employment, that employment, women should be able to be employed and equal pay and all of that. But the question, the statement here is that equal pay is available. Our country, Ghana, has an equal pay legislation, and if a woman is not being paid the same amount as a man in a workplace, she can just simply go to court. Everywhere around the world, there's a legislation that makes sure that women are paid the same. So why is there liberal feminism? Liberal feminism also go behind the fact that the movement, My Body, My Choice, they want to kill babies, liberal feminism, and that is something I do not support at all because it's a human life and it is not their body and it's not their choice. Because if your body has the same DNA and the child in you has a different DNA to you, so you do not have a right to take the life of a child. It's against both the Bible, God's law, and it's also against the country's law, the world's law. Do not murder, else you will be sent to jail. And I don't think women should have the choice to kill a child. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is socialist feminism. Socialist feminism, when you hear the word socialism, I think about communism, and as evidence from around the world, we see that communism and socialism doesn't really work or hasn't ever worked. Right now, we have examples like China, North Korea, but let me stray from that. What they want is that socialist feminists believe that to make the world a better place for women, or in a sense for women to get the same equal rights, we must destroy capitalism and we must put a social economy into place where the Labour Party owns the companies and the manufacturing companies also, and that we should distribute income equally to everybody. I believe this is wrong. I go against communism, socialism, and I hope that socialist feminism will see the wrong ways. As we've seen in Russia and history itself, we realize that socialism doesn't help anybody, and saying that it's men's fault because men controls capitalism is wrong. There's something that socialist feminism always complains about, and that is the big gap between men income and women income, the wage gap. The wage gap is something I have to explain about basically says the men more than women because it's set up against them, but that's not fact because women have opportunities to acquire any job they want, and women have the opportunities to earn high income. It's not the men who there's no laws that say that a woman can't earn high income. From evidence, I already said that we have laws in place that allow women to get equal pay, and if that's not the case, you can take your employer to jail. The reason why men are paid more than women is the fact of women's choice. It's not a form of sexism. It's women who choose this indirectly. Women are less likely to take dangerous jobs, less likely to take high-risk jobs or specialist jobs that provides more income, and that's not the fault of a man. Men work 9% more hours than women. That is why they are also paid more. Socialist feminism calls to the end of capitalist businesses, and I want to say that they also call to the end of businesses from women who own these high-end revenue makers like Virginia Rumty and the rest, CEOs of their own companies. The socialist feminism also wants to call to the end of their businesses? I think not. The next topic is cultural feminism. It's a philosophy that men and women have different approaches. I think it's the opposite of radical feminism, or in a way they overlap, because cultural feminism say that women as a whole have differences, and their differences should be made the main point of view. We should look at everything from a woman's point, in a sense that a woman's essence. They really believe in the difference in a woman to a man, and they feel like the world should be controlled from the woman's superiority in a way like that. I think that is very wrong, because a woman and a man should coexist together. There should not be one above the other. I think cultural feminism is absolutely wrong about that, even though they do address the fact that men and women are not the same. So another one I want to talk about is eco-feminism, and this feminism it's mainly about spiritual. It's not about anything political. It's not about anything economical or social. It's mainly spiritual. They may or may not believe in goddesses and focus mainly on vegetarianism. They believe that the patriarchal system is they are at fault for destroying the world and exploiting the resources and all of that. I believe that's wrong. Men and women both exploit resources and shouldn't be faulted at only the man, and it's also the woman's fault. Men and women should both share blame. It's the fact of the world's depletion of resources, and not only men. They believe that to eradicate this problem of the destruction of the world, they should not participate in a patriarchal system, and I believe that's highly wrong. I want to talk about one more type of feminism, and that's the I-feminism. Now, this is a very modern feminism today. It's the freedom to do anything and everything you want. It doesn't matter about the government's, I think, laws or all of those things. I-feminism believes in the reproductive rights of women. That means they want to kill their babies at 9 months or 8 months. They just want to have the ability to do that. They want the ability to participate in pornography and all of that. That is very wrong. They want to remove all morals, throw out all morals into the air, and just have the freedom to do anything and everything they want. And I don't think that one should have the ability to do anything and everything they want. There has to be rules and measures set in place. I-feminist is a modern type of feminist that is very wrong. They are just making noise. So then now I want to talk about some concepts or some types or some of the main reasons why I think feminism today is not useful. One thing is the slut walk, where women go out. They have a movement where women go out and barely anything, and all this started when the police commented that if a woman doesn't want to be raped, she shouldn't wear less clothing. And though the police officer said that out of line, I kind of agree. I'm not saying that because you are dressed a certain way, you should be raped. No, that's not the case. But you should cover yourself. It's like this. An example. I'm using an example somebody already made. If I know this, if I go into the night in a high crime area and I'm waving, high crime area, and I'm waving about stacks of money, like money is all over me. I'm wearing jewelry, diamonds, everything. Do you expect me to be robbed? Yes, you do, because I am flaunting my money out there in a high crime area. Just like how you shouldn't go out barely dressed anything in the night if you do not want anything to happen. I'm not saying that I'm not telling you what to wear. I'm just saying that you should take it into consideration. You just don't flaunt your body out there. So another thing I want to talk about, is the trans women. Feminists are behind these trans women who think, men who become women, men who think that they can transition into women, even though that's very wrong because of your chromosomes. That's not possible. These trans women go into women's sports and they dominate in these areas, like maybe boxing or some type of wrestling. They beat up biological women, and feminist women stand behind these trans women and support them. I don't think it's fair that a man who will be biologically stronger than you is allowed to compete in the same sport you are competing in. And I find it disgusting how feminists will support these trans women. Another one I want to talk about is male privilege and how male privilege doesn't exist. Feminists are just trying to make males seem like something wrong with males, this male privilege. I want to give you an example of male privilege. They said a woman can't walk down the street with headphones because something will happen to her, and a man can, and that's his privilege to be able to walk. I'm telling you that if a man walks down the street with headphones, he might be killed, robbed also. There's no privilege. We all face danger in the night if we have headphones on and we are walking down the street. Anybody can come, any man, woman can come and hurt us. It doesn't only happen to women, it also happens to men, and there has to be an awareness to that, because men will be killed. And another male privilege, the reason why I don't believe male privilege is right is that if a woman is being beaten by a man, that's a severe thing. I don't support that at all, violence. I don't support that. If a woman is being beaten by a man, thousands and thousands of people will accuse the man, and that's why they would shame him and they would demand he goes to jail, and that is very right that he should do so. But if a woman is beating a man, that's not recognized. Nobody recognizes the man being beaten. A study done by BBC Three showed a man shouting at a woman and she was flinching. In 1 hour and a half, a lot of people came to her aid and asked what was wrong and that he should leave her alone. But when the roles were reversed, only one person it happened. I don't think that is privilege. A woman's word is taken more than a man. They believe the woman more. In rape allegations, rape is a serious thing, should not be allowed. Men should be in prison for a long time if they do that. But if that's not the case, like a certain college student who accused a fellow college student of raping her whilst it wasn't true, but they still took him to jail. Because it seems like when it comes to those cases, it's guilty until proven innocent for these cases. A woman's word is taken more into high account. A woman can say anything and that would be believed. And I also want to talk about how the fact that this woman who just recently entered into a high place of power, Amy Coney Barrett, wasn't supported by the feminist women, and I feel like that is very wrong. She's a strong woman. She is somebody feminists should stand by, because she's somebody who proves herself to be a woman who has everything. She has a family, she has her faith, she has her job, she has everything, and she is a family-oriented woman. There's nothing you can say wrong about this woman, but it seems like feminists hate her. Feminists are always against her, and I find that to be a very, very bad thing, because she's somebody who people should aspire to be. In New York Magazine, the way Sarah Johnson was shaming her for being a Supreme Court justice, like she applying because she's a pro-life woman. Can you imagine? And saying that she was degrading what feminists have tried to achieve. And I think the time is ending. So before I go, I want to say that feminism nowadays is really bad and it's just loud noise. If a woman was really a feminist, if these feminists were really out there, they should have talked and they should have protested against the 30 to 60 million baby girls killed in China. They should have fought for the rights of those baby girls. If there are real feminists out there who really believe in equality for women, they should look to the Middle East and focus their attention there. Nowadays, you see feminism in Western countries where laws have been provided to aid women. There's nothing wrong, but they're just making noise. They're not helping real women who are really misfortunate. And feminism likes to victimize people. They like to victimize women. They just tell every girl, man is bad, woman is victimized. Simple as that. They don't care. They really don't care. I shouldn't be victimized. They are saying they're empowering me, but they're not. They're victimizing me so that I wouldn't be able to do anything. And they are putting men as the abusers in the minds of little children. That a man is bad. They're giving counseling sessions to men about how not to be abusers, and giving counseling sessions to women who have been victimized. I don't think that you should put all men in the case that they are going to be abusers, because men are severely abused too, either by a man or by a woman. People who should be victimized are normally said the man victimized her, the man victimized him. I think that's not wrong. I mean, I've stumbled a bit in my presentation per se, but thank you for having me. Bye.